Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 175.3. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released May 20th, 2015, beginning alphabetically with Boom Studios and Hexed number 10. Just as Lucifer went through her transition into the Thief, this special flashback issue takes a look at how the harlot went from being human to becoming the keeper of secrets. Next, we have Lumberjanes number 14. When a freak snowstorm hits the camp, Jen gets lost. It's up to Rosie and the girls to find their Roanoke cabin leader. As they search, Jen comes across the path of a mysterious taxidermist who rides a moose. What the junk is she up to? We've also got Killstrike number 1 of 4. Jared, a new father, fears parenthood. An old comics fan, he turns to them for comfort. But when he unwittingly lets loose his favorite character, Killstrike, a single-minded vengeance-loving anti-hero, onto the world, Jared must find a way to send him back before he harms all the people he loves the most. But before that happens, Killstrike leads Jared on a quest of self-discovery to make him realize the kid who loved this character is not the man he has become. Next, we have Peanuts number 28. With the arrival of an eclipse, Linus prepares the gang for the worst. Using Charlie Brown's perfectly round head as a placeholder for the sun, he must do all he can to keep them from staring into the upcoming rays. We've also got Sons of Anarchy number 21. Tensions escalate as disgraced ex-prospect Dylan frames the Mayans for vandalizing the Sam Crow clubhouse and kidnapping Lila. And we've got UFOlogy number 2. Following the disaster of the abandoned house, the bodies of Eustace and the stranger are examined while Becky lies in a hospital bed wishing she could forget everything that happened. Malcolm knows there's something bigger going on, though, and is eager to investigate. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got Archie Vs Predator number 2 of 4. Archie and the gang head back to Riverdale, but the vicious extraterrestrial predator is in hot pursuit. When the kids determine that Betty and Veronica are the targets, they devise the secret weapon, Jughead and Drag. Next, we have B.P.R.D. Hell on Earth number 131. Kate confronts the B.P.R.D. agents after Johnson's disappearance to learn the truth about the motel massacre in a small Kansas town. We've also got Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 10 number 15. Buffy and the gang come face to face with a terrifying new demon that shares a special bond with Spike, threatening his growing connection to the Slayer. Next, we have Dark Horse Presents number 10. Dennis Calero delves into the bloody world of corporate mergers in The Suit, a real cutthroat businessman. Ken Pisani and Arturo Loria bring the geeky award-winning political sci-fi drama Colonist to the pages of Dark Horse Presents. And Brent Schoonover gets down and dirty with the Burial Brothers, featuring colors by Jordi Belair, plus new chapters of Fred Van Lent and Gaio Villanova's Weird Detective, Brandon McCarthy's Dream Gang, and Mike Grell's Tarzan. We've also got 8 number 4 of 5. Now in prison, Joshua has finally remembered his mission. Unfortunately, his fate is in the sinister hands of the Meld's most dangerous man, who hopes to control time and space. It's do or die time in the Meld. Next, we have the Goon Once Upon a Hard Time number 3 of 4. The Goon's violent revenge spree continues as he brutally puts down his adversary, but will the Coven of Magpies have the last laugh when his tortured soul contributes to their power? Will he find some form of redemption before it's too late? We've also got Groo, Friends and Foes number 5. Groo once again encounters his sister, Gruella, who got all the brains in the family, not that there were a lot to go around. She's at war with the Kingdom of Camino, and just when things are going poorly, her brother shows up, as he so often does, to make them worse. Next, we have Mind Management number 33. Every mystery, every revelation, every backstory, every death has led to this. Marrow and a handful of former agents make their final stand against the Eraser and her rebuilt Mind Management. We've also got Resident Alien, the Sam Hain Mystery number 1 of 3. The stranded, curious alien known as Dr. Harry tends to patients in the sleepy town of Patience, Washington. Questions about the town's previous doctor arise when a strange briefcase is found. And does Harry's favorite mystery writer live in Patience too? Peter Hogan and Steve Parkhouse return to their unique science fiction mystery series. Next, we have Shaper number 3 of 5. If Spry is to rescue his mother from the forces of the Caliphate, he needs to master his own newly discovered shape-shifting abilities, but Spry's trainer may never finish teaching him because circumstances require her to infiltrate the heart of the enemy's stronghold with the Caliphate's mightiest warrior waiting for her. We've also got The Strain, the Night Eternal number 9. Dr. Ephraim Goodweather delves deep into the Master's history in an attempt to find the monster's origin site and kill him once and for all, but his path is uncertain. Meanwhile, the rebels' secret base is under siege from a vast army of vampires. Will the Master finally wipe out the resistance? And we have Usagi Yojimbo number 145. Stan Sakai triumphantly returns to his signature creation, just in time for Usagi to find himself caught up in a fight between his thief friend Kitsune and a ninja intent on getting the mysterious scroll Kitsune is stolen at any cost. From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Battlestar Galactica 6, number 5 of 5. Final issue, secrets uncovered, truths revealed. The latest humanoid Cylon knows now that she doesn't have a name. She has a number, number 6. But more importantly, she has a purpose, a key part to play in the destruction of the human race. But will she join in the cause or be turned by her human experiences? Don't miss this thrilling conclusion to the tale that pulls the curtain back on the mysterious origins of the Cylons, both body and soul. Next we have Django Zorro number 7 of 7. The epic pairing of these legendary heroes reaches its smashing conclusion in an extra-long nail-biting finale. The action boils over this issue as both Django and Zorro battle to defeat the powerful Archduke of Arizona and shatter his sinister hold over the indigenous Yaqui people. Django finds he can no longer sit still as he sees an entirely different race enslaved under the yoke of a cruel master. And Diego de la Vega must deal with stunning heartache and loss even as he pushes ahead in his never-ending quest for justice. 30 pulse-pounding pages of story and art provide a rousing finish to this spectacular and groundbreaking series, the first official sequel to a film by Quentin Tarantino. Scripted by Eisner Award winner Matt Wagner and featuring art by Steve Poles and colors by Brendan Wagner. We've also got Jungle Girl Season 3, number 2 of 4, The Beginning of the End. Creatures from the hovering flying saucer, you'd better check out issue 1 to see where this started, begin to break up the God Mountain. If they free the dreaming creature inside, the world will be destroyed. Jana and her friends have to fight their way through the dirt people and past one of their hated and feared dreamwalkers to get to the caverns that holds a piece of an ancient weapon, one that may be able to stop the aliens from achieving their goal. There's only one problem. To get the item they need, Jana will have to fight giant bloodworms, gigantopithecines, and the Dreamwalker himself. Next we have Legenderry Vampirella number 4 of 5. Maru makes a monster, Kurt stirs the masses, and Toomey gets lucky the most unlucky way possible. Vampirella kisses a boy, storms the council, and fights a Batman. Sex, violence, and everyone is wearing goggles for some reason. We've also got Shaft number 6. The critically acclaimed comic book debut of Shaft comes to a violent end in a hard-boiled climax of retribution, revenge, and betrayal. The first big case of Private Detective John Shaft's career has come with a high price. Shaft has it all figured out, but the bodies haven't finished dropping, and there's still scores to settle. With the ghost of his past looking over his shoulder and his enemies in his sights, Shaft makes his final play. Next we have Swords of Sorrow, Vampirella, Jennifer Blood number 1 of 4. A team-up set up by Swords of Sorrow's Gail Simone featuring the writer that she handpicked, Nancy A. Collins. Vampirella travels to Southern California to hunt down a supernatural serial killer known as the Pacifica Slasher, only to find herself transported to an alternate reality where there's no such thing as vampires, demons, and magic. But as the most dangerous woman in the world, vigilante Jennifer Blood knows that doesn't mean monsters don't exist. Does the weirdly shaped sword presented to her by the mysterious being called the Courier hold the key to returning Vampirella to her own universe, or will she be forced to live and die in L.A.? And we've got Vampirella number 12. Vampirella may be the new queen of the Nosferatu, but her rule is far from an easy one. Angered by her attempts to change how the Nosferatu prey upon humans, a rebel factor led by the powerful Count Savanovic conspire against her with the help of an outside faction that even vampires fear. A potential ally makes himself known, but can Vampirella trust him even if he is her blood relative? Find out in Bloodborne, the first installment of the new God Save the Queen story arc. From IDW Publishing, we've got Angry Birds Comics number 11, Lip Caterpillars. What in blue blazes is going on with all the Minions' pigs' face furniture? And will the end result of all these flavor savers spell ultimate doom for the Furious Fowl? Next, we have Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency number 1 of 5, an all-new comic series based on Douglas Adams' beloved Holistic Detective. Dirk arrives in San Diego to face a new country, new cases, and new threats. Reincarnation, for starters. We've also got Donald Dunk number 1. In Shellfish Motives, Donald wants to be a crime-busting ace reporter, but can he save Uncle Scrooge's top secret scientist from the mob? Next we have Drones number 2 of 5. The mission to rescue Angel Eyes from the terrorism-themed Hotel The Swords hits a snag as they become extras in a deadly recreation of the now infamous strike on a certain someone's compound in Pakistan. We've also got Empire Uprising number 2. A new threat arises to topple the Empire, a strange woman whose power rivals Golgoth's own. It's Xana's job to find out who she is, and if she fails, hers won't be the only head on the chopping block. Next we have Insufferable number 1. What happens when your crime-fighting sidekick grows up to be an arrogant, ungrateful douchebag who makes Kanye look humble? Worse, what on earth could force the two of you together for one last case? Nocturnus and his former protege, Galahad, will find out if they don't kill one another first. We've also got Jem And The Holograms number 3. Hot off their video win, Jem And The Holograms perform at the Starlight Foundation's annual fundraiser, but the Misfits, anxious of the Holograms' overnight success, plan to bring them down. Next we have My Little Pony Friendship is Magic number 30. Ponyville Days Part 1. A massive event celebrating Ponyville's founding is nearing, but an argument between friends splits the town into two argumentative factions. We've also got Popeye Classics number 34. Long before Seinfeld, this comic book contained the brilliant story, Nothing, and wait until you see the amazing art for this comic, pure Bigfoot cartooning genius, yet innovative from the master Bud Sagendorf. Next we have Skylanders number 9. Return of the Dragon concludes. Malefor revealed. Spyro's ancient foe returns in his maleficent glory, more powerful and evil than ever before. We've also got Transformers number 41. Desperate Actions. As the space bridge reaches across the stars, will anyone stand against Starscream? The answer is yes, but the cure might prove worse than the disease. Next we have Weird Love number 7, featuring the infamous pre-code story I Joined a Teenage Sex Club, drawn by Bob Powell, and more wacko stories including Lip Service, our most bizarre story ever, featuring ventriloquist dummy love. We've also got Winterworld Frozen Fleet number 1 of 3. The Frozen Fleet begins. Scully and Wynn aren't traveling alone anymore, but will secrets revealed turn tentative friends into certain enemies out on the big ice? And we've got X-Files Season 10, number 24, the penultimate chapter of Season 10. Mulder has come face to face with the mysterious leader of the resurrected syndicate and learned many of its secrets, but will he survive the experience? From Image Comics, we've got The Fade Out, number 6. Brubaker and Phillips' best-selling series ever just keeps hitting. Charlie and his blacklisted friend Gil hunt Hollywood's back alleys for answers to Valeria Summers' murder and cover-up, but the one man who might know something, ex-child star Flapjack Jones, has gone into hiding, unless he's dead in a ditch by the side of the road. Next we have Ghosted number 20, There's No More Cheating Death. We've also got Kaptara number 2, Manton, Dartor, Motivational Orb, Heroes for the Ages. As they set out to save Earth, our hero Keith Kanga retires to a life of luxury on Kaptara, but can he resist the siren song of guilt? A perfect jumping on point for people who've read issue 1. Next we have Oddly Normal number 7. Oddly Normal's trip down memory lane comes to an end. We've also got Satellite Sam number 14. Who killed Satellite Sam, and why? Everybody's cards are on the table, and the table's on fire as our grand finale rapidly approaches. Next we have Secret Identities number 4. Punchline must uncover the truth when she and Vesuvius find themselves pulled into battle against a superpowered stalker. Meanwhile, Crosswind continues manipulating one of his new teammates, bringing him one step closer to learning the secrets of the front line. We've also got Shudder number 12. The extra-sized finale to Year 1 is here. Year 1 of the critically acclaimed series comes to an explosive end in a massive cover-to-cover story promising to change the way you've viewed every single issue up till now. Really, I mean, look, you're rolling your eyes because people say that all the time, but this month it's actually true, especially when we give you the startling answer to the series' biggest question, who is Kate Christopher? Shudder will return in July 2015. Next we have Spawn number 252, The Wrath of Al Simmons. We've also got Stray Bullets, Sunshine, and Roses number 4. A new player's hit the streets of Baltimore. His name is Kretschmeyer, and with a single shot, he turned the city's underbelly inside out. Now with a manhunt underway, war threatening, and a monster roaming the city imposing his own brand of law and order, Kretschmeyer is ready for a second part of his master plan, find a girlfriend. Finding the woman of his dreams is not a problem, but keeping her will prove far harder than any assassination. Kretsch, though, is a young man not to be deterred, and as the manhunt closes in and the noose tightens around his neck, he's hell-bent on seeing through his grand scheme, even if it sends both of them to the grave. Next, we have Thrilling Adventure Hour presents Sparks Nevada Marshall on Mars number 3 of 4. Based on the hit Nerdist podcast, Sparks dons his robot fist to try and beat the ever-living snot out of a super cool bounty hunter that knows space karate, and they fight on top of a moving rocket-powered stagecoach. We've also got The Tide number 2 of 4. Another megachurch is robbed despite the FBI surveillance. Tension ratchets up as a member of Samaritan's heist team is killed, and the Robin Hood act isn't quite as fun as they thought. Next we have Trees number 9, beginning the second tree story, Two Forests. The Orkney tree, set among the standing stones of that remote island, seems almost like it was always meant to be there, but following the events of Svalbard, it could be nothing but a vast unexploded bomb. Across the Atlantic, there is a new mayor in New York City who grew up under the shadow of the Manhattan tree, and he might be the biggest threat. We've also got Valhalla Mad number 1. Their names are legend: the Glorious Nox, Greghorn the Battleborn, Yago the Irritator. 3 warrior gods vacationing on Earth, just looking to get their drink on and have a good time. Join the drunken festivities with Toastmasters Joe Casey and Paul Mayberry. The new mythology begins now. And we've got Witches number 6. As Charlie struggles to save Sailor from the witch's grasp, the monster's true hold over the Rook's family is revealed in this, the harrowing ending of our series' first arc. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Bloodshot Reborn number 2. New York Times bestselling writer Jeff Lemire and rising superstar Miko Suyayan continued their bold reimagining of this classic Valiant icon. The man once known as the unstoppable killing machine called Bloodshot must track down the imposter carrying out mass shootings in his former name. But the hunter becomes the hunted when an upstart FBI investigator and her grizzled partner believe the original Bloodshot himself to be responsible for the murders. Can Bloodshot elude the agents and his own inner demons long enough to take out a nanite-infused gunman? And we have Ninjak number 3, Ninjak's to-do list for May. 1. Subvert the largest, most dangerous weapons dealer in the world. 2. Focus on not letting your tortured childhood distract you. 3. Push your memories of loss so far down that you forget how to feel. 4. Betray everyone you know. 5. Don't get killed. Repeat as necessary. Your to-do list for May. 1. Drop everything and pick up Ninjak number 3 by acclaimed team of Matt Kindt, Clay Mann, and Butch Goose. Repeat as necessary. Okay, so that's a look at some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Tumblr, and Instagram to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.